Okay, so just back from watching Nosferatu. This is the new film from Robert Eggers, who wrote and directed. It is produced by Chris Columbus, Eleanor Columbus, John Graham, Jeff Robinov, and Robert Eggers. It's executive produced by Bernard Bellew, co-produced by Garrett Bird and David Minowski, along with Matthew Stillman, with line production from Tom Earhart and Alma Bakula. Robin Caroline took care of the music. Jarin Balashk was on cinematography, while Louise Ford took care of all the editing. Camille Cochran was casting. Craig Lathrop, production design. Art direction was handled by Robert Koper, Paul Giradani, Andrei Lipensky, Magdalena Novakova, and Hawk Richter. While Beatrice Bentranova is set decoration. Costume design is Linda Muir. Let's just jump to cast. And our cast, right? So Ellen Hooter is played by Lily Rose Depp. Her husband, Thomas Hooter, is played by Nicholas Hoult. We got Count Orlok, played by Bill Skarsgård. Friedrich Harding, played by Aaron Taylor Johnson. His wife, Anna, played by Emma Corrin. There's Dr. Wilhelm Sithers, played by Ralph Ineson. William Dafoe is Professor Albin Eberhard von Franz. Nock is played by Simon McBurney. Clara is played by Adela Hezova. Louise, played by Milena Konstanovia. Hartman, played by Gregory Gudgeon. The innkeeper, Claudiu Trandifi. Our first clerk was Robert Russell. Our second clerk was Curtis Matthew. The vampire hunter, played by Jordan Hage. Captain Yuzu, played by Carol Duby. That's our main group, I would say, right? The gist of the film is let's go with this one. A gothic tale of obsession between a haunted woman and a terrifying vampire infatuated with her, causing untold horror in its wake. Now, this film, right? So it is a remake of Nosferatu, which was a 1922 silent film, and that was from Henrik Galeen, right, who based that on Bram Stoker's 1897 novel Dracula. We've had a lot of Dracula stories, but yeah, there's something about this one. But This is a difficult one, right? Because there's a lot of subtitles, especially at the beginning. At the beginning, there's so many subtitles, and I feel they are important. So it really felt like I was missing a lot of the film. And there's a lot of detail, right? A lot of things, just maneuvers and motions that I think add to the story, but I wasn't able to really get them. So it was frustrating. There was I definitely felt a disconnect in the film, not being able to, partake in these things, which was a shame, but you get sucked in by the incredible cinematography, right? The scene selection, right? Just the way this is orchestrated. It looks incredible. It looks incredible, right? It is dirty and gothic and gritty. It's interesting because Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula, right? He's Bram Stoker's Dracula film was fantastic, right? That was a superb film, from 1992. But that film is, I'd kind of look at that film and say it's a bit like Damien Rice, right? That film is a little bit like Damien Rice. And, Edgar's Nosferatu is like it's like Swedish death metal. Or is it Norwegian death metal? You know what I mean? It is such a, contrast. Such a drastic contrast to the film. And there is where, Coppola was making this kind of love story, and there was this, there's this kind of fantasy, this eroticism in it. This, right? Because, part of Dracula is the seduction. So that is here. But it's like a turgid eroticism, right? It's not titillation. It is nasty. You know what I mean? This is like, oh God, what the fuck is he doing? Like, this is wrong. This is so depraved, right? Without, being exploitative and graphic and all of that kind of thing. Like, we open up and we've got friggin' Lily Rose's character Elaine, and it looks like she's indulging in sexual acts, but she's on her own, right? She's on her own, she's clothed, and it's this weird kind of sequence. Like, it's kind of like she was being attacked and then just skull fucked. Like, it's just a crazy scene. Then we jump forward in time. Right? But that's this story. And there's a scene with Nicholas Hoult in a similar predicament, right? It's, just using and abusing, just in this crazy story of people trying to deal with this thing they don't know or understand. And the ending was like, whoa, like where obsession leads to destruction. It was so well done. Like, the acting was fantastic. The delivery. The delivery really sold you on these moments, these elements, this the possession, right? Like the weird talking, and then like it seems someone's come back to sanity, and they're like, "Don't, I'm okay, I'm okay, you worthless piece of shit." You know, it's just then suddenly it's manic, right? Oh man, you're just hooked. You're just hooked. Like I really, man, I feel I need to watch this at home so I can just get closer to the screen and really see what the fuck is going on in some of these scenes and read these subtitles, because I mean only then will I really truly be able to, you know what I mean, just glorifying the wholeness of this film, right? So from the screening, there's definitely things that stood out to me. As I said, the cast, the script, the direction, the cinema, like all of these things looked great. I understand where the praise and the talk of this film is coming from, but there's still that disconnect of not fully being able to engage in the story. But this is the thing, right? This is only because of eyesight, right? It's not a, you know, swipe at the film, although, right? Do better with your fucking subtitles. Like, we really need to sort this shit out, because I feel even motherfuckers with like 2020 are gonna struggle at times with some of this shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the one downside of the film. It's the, you know, they're appalling subtitles, but everything else looks good. You know, it's hard, as I said, it's hard to fully judge on, you know, the fact I couldn't get all of this, but from what I could take from it, I definitely feel it's something that fans of, you know, Dracula, fans of vampires, fans of Eggers, right? Watching it is clearly a Robert Eggers film, right? It is clearly his style, you know? So it's fans of that, fans of good storytelling. I feel, yeah, you will enjoy it. It is in cinemas. And I think I'll probably do another, you know, review of this once, you know, I can watch it at home. But so far, all I can say is, yeah, this film was something. This film definitely like invokes a lot of emotions. So if you're a fan, go check out Nosferatu.